Okay, so you have this 1 by 1 meter box. So this is a 1 meter box, and it all looks okay. And what if you want to zoom in on that box, or what if that box was smaller? What if that box was actually the size of a bumblebee, and it would be this size, thereabout. Okay, so now that's the bumblebee. I'll zoom in on that. It's quite small. The cameras, though, are huge. Of course, the cameras are not huge. They're the same size as they always were. But okay, so let's take. How can we fix that? Well, we can fix that by using the bracket key. You can see now. Let's zoom out and use the left bracket key, and you will see that the camera actually looks smaller. If I go in here, preferences, display, you see that, okay, this camera or this grid size is now 200 millimeters. Now this camera is about the same size, so, and the bee, or the bumblebee, is 20. So, okay, so let's make the grid size, or the camera, be 20. Now where's my camera? It's way out here. So let's select that camera, move that towards the bee. Say, let's just put it in the 0 position actually, and zoom in. That's just easier. Move it a bit back. Okay, looks like the camera is actually somewhat smaller now, but that's okay. So that's how you would do that. Get the camera just a bit smaller. Maybe that was too small. Maybe I would want it to be a bit bigger. But you see how that works. Now, if you didn't do that, if you had a camera and it was a default 1 meter, and you moved it towards the bumblebee, then you would get this kind of problem. Not very cool, eh? Then you would get all lost, like, what am I doing? Then you would start zooming, and you would change the bracket key size, and maybe you would go all the wrong way, and it would just be very, very bad. So to fix that, we'll change the grid size to, in this case, we'll shift it to something small, like bumblebee size, of course, which is 400 millimeter. And that would fix it. And that would also tell us what the camera size actually should be. Pun. Okay, so now we'll fix that. Let's reset the scene. Let's make that be size. Okay, so again, I'm going to reset this scene. So I think that's easier actually to now, instead of using the bracket keys, just say Okay, I want that to be the default by 1 meter. Then it zooms out, and then you gotta zoom in again. See that? Now it's the default. So as a newbie, it's certainly easy to get lost and confused by this. Also, take this guy now, and let's make that bumblebee the size of a building, 10 by 10 by 10 meters. That's a huge bumblebee. And take that camera, move that out. Take the light, move that out as well. You don't want this light inside the building, I assume. Maybe you do, maybe you don't, but okay, so in this case, maybe you want to keep that camera size because maybe you got, you know, people walking around here. A guy here would actually be this tall, so maybe you do want this camera size actually. Could be, but if you're working on a city, then again, you might want to change. I think it's easier to change it here actually. If you're working on a city, then you might want to change this to something larger. Then remember, the camera is in the same position, it just doesn't look like it is. So I did not change an XYZ position on the camera or the box or anything, but it just looks that way because I changed the grid size. So if you're working on a city with a lot of these boxes, then or buildings, then you might want to pump up that camera size and do your thing. So a bit there about zoom versus grid size, and what problems you can get into and how to fix it.